Say goodbye to blood sugar spikes with these 7 delicious low-carb breakfast recipes tailored for diabetics. The 3 simple ingredients that can be found at your local supermarket, Kroger, are our eggs, mushrooms, and cheese. Go ahead and grab that strainer and we're going to wash those mushrooms. Now I do want you to plat or blot them dry and go ahead and give them a chop. And friends, remember, I do not want you to stress out about things being chopped evenly. And I see so many things, and I think we're swinging back to the, let's cook normal. We don't have to be so super fancy pans. Chop it as you wish. If some parts are uneven, this is absolutely okay. The big more topics to talk about is why we love mushrooms. A cup of mushrooms is only 15 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and are a great source of selenium. Now, y'all know the other thing I don't like to do is dirty dishes. We don't need 700 bowls to cook. We're actually going to mix this in our measuring cup. I hate dishes. I hate dirty bowls. This is the smartest way to do this. And we're going to crack our 4 eggs in there. And this is also a great way to look to see if any shall appear. Now, by now, we love the egg in this kitchen, but if you're new here, and hey, if you're new, I'm Shelly, I'm a dietitian. During the day, I work with clients to help with weight loss, to balance our hormone levels, lower blood sugar levels. And at night, I have a pretty busy life. I'm a mom of 2, which is a 24-hour job, but I try to make really simple, easy recipes that the entire family would love. So if that's of interest to you, go on and join me, subscribe. We're going to add everything in this measuring cup. Go ahead and put the cheese in there, stir it in, and then you're going to pour it in your muffin tin. Now, I've said this once, I've said it again. I am so on the fence about getting the silicone muffin cups. If you have them, let me know. I am using nonstick cooking spray. Some people will blot olive oil in there. I do not have time for that. For the naysayers who hate nonstick cooking spray, that is an option for you. So, do what works for you. I never want to rain on anybody's parade. I ask that people don't rain on mine. So just use a nonstick cooking spray, throw it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Now, egg muffins are perfect for our meal prep. You see that we took them out the oven. Obviously, they're cool now, and you could use your spatula or butter knife to remove them. I would store them by 2 in our Ziploc bags. And remember, this is a source of protein. So we need our fiber to go with it. So you can add a cup of your berries. You could add, a slice of your sola bread, which is one of my favorite breads to this. You could also put the eggs on a mission carb wrap. Just be mindful that we do need to add that fiber. And I personally would add another protein, maybe a Dannon 2 Good yogurt, but this is the base of a perfect prediabetes meal prep for weight loss. Preheat your oven to 375 and grab your dry and liquid measuring cup. And yes, I do realize my drawer is a mess. We do need to start normalizing this, gang. I don't have matchy equipment. I use what works, and this has been with me for years, so it's going to be. And if you want me to have matchy stuff, you can gladly mail it to me because baby, I ain't gonna buy if it works. The other thing is that I'm using a fork to stir. I'm not using some fancy whisk. Grab your muffin tins and your nonstick cooking spray. Ingredients, crazy easy. We have our 4 eggs, and of course I have our bag of spinach. Now I am using fresh spinach, and just make sure that ingredient list, the only ingredient on there is spinach. And yes, I'm using shredded cheese from the Kroger. Grab your strainer and take 2 handfuls of spinach. It's gonna be about a cup. We're gonna go ahead and rinse it. Now blot that spinach with a paper towel dry, and we're gonna give it a chop. It doesn't matter how big you chop it. Again, I wanna normalize cutting up stuff in the kitchen. As long as you don't hurt yourself, as long as you're cutting properly, I'm fine. It doesn't have to be all even like the chefs on TV do. A cup of spinach, listen to this, 7 calories. I consider it a free food. So I always tell folks, add it to everything. And it does have a little bit of iron in there. It's one of those items that's kind of like a sneaky product. There's sneaky iron in there. Now, one of y'all know my favorite tricks when it comes to cracking eggs. I love to crack it in the measuring cup. I look at it, I make sure that there's no shells in there. Plus, I don't like to dirty all these dishes. 1 egg, 72 calories, 6 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, and no carbs. Now, absolutely, you can use egg whites. I've been on an egg white kick lately just to up the protein in my diet. So for sure, you can use your egg whites. I'm using a fork. I don't use anything fancy. I hate dirtying up stuff. And to be honest, I don't have a lot of fancy gadgets in my kitchen. Starting it all up, I'm pouring that spinach in there.
there, mix it all together. And then what I'm doing is you take your muffin tin. Now I'm spraying it. We've talked about this before in the past. I'm really interested in buying these silicone muffin tins that you see a lot of other YouTubers use, and I see them in the store. But again, I'm not going to buy it unless it works. I don't have all this money and space to have all these gadgets. So if you do have the silicone muffin tins, let me know. I'm really interested in buying it, but I really want to make sure it works. I hate to just use it 3 times and they fall apart and fail. We're going to bake this in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Now, while waiting for your eggs to cook, definitely grab your storage bags. You can label them. Remember, I put 2 muffins in each bag. They'll last in the refrigerator for about 4 to 6 days. You could definitely freeze these as well. Use your spatula, your butter knife to remove. These are awesome. They're great for meal prep. Take care, gang. Looking for one of the best breakfasts for pre-diabetics? These egg muffins for diabetics are perfect for your pre-diabetes meal prep. They taste delicious. They contain simple ingredients. And I want you to stay to the very end because I'm going to show you how to include this in your pre-diabetes plan and how it works for weight loss. Preheat your oven to 375 and grab your dry and liquid measuring cup. And yes, I do realize my drawer is a mess. We do need to start normalizing this, gang. I don't have matchy equipment. I use what works, and this has been with me for years, so it's going to be. And you know, if you want me to have matchy stuff, you can gladly mail it to me because baby, I ain't gonna buy if it works. The other thing is that I'm using a fork to stir. I'm not using some fancy whisk. Grab your muffin tins and your nonstick cooking spray. We just need 3 simple ingredients. You can get these at your local supermarket because, gang, I do not shop at the fancy store. We need to normalize shopping at Walmart more. Let's go for it. Go team Walmart. We have 4 eggs that we're going to use. They're our protein powerhouse, a package of your frozen broccoli, and then a package of your cheese. Now, I just talked about Walmart. You could tell that I got these at Kroger. Now, I love using this trick. I'm actually going to crack my eggs in the measuring cup. Why am I do this? Well, number one, I hate washing dishes, so I don't want to dirty an extra bowl. But really, this is going to help us pour out this egg and cheese mixture into our muffin tin so we don't make a mess because, you know, a messy kitchen is a great kitchen, but I don't like cleaning up mess either. So one of our eggs, so remember, we're using 4 eggs in this recipe, 72 calories, 6 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, and really no carbs. So yay for that. I am using a fork to whip these eggs. Now, I don't have fancy equipment. I keep things really simple, and I tell this exact advice to my patients. So if you're new here, hey, I'm Dietitian Shelly. My job is that I'm a dietitian. I see folks during the day. Mainly, I see folks for weight loss, blood sugar control, and hormone balance. If that's you, you want to subscribe because I'm going to give you some fun tips and tricks to follow. To this, we are going to add a 1/2 cup of our cheese, and yes, you can use any type of cheese. I'm using cheddar. If mozzarella's on sale, use that. It all works out great. So please don't feel like you have to use cheddar cheese, or if you want to ask, you can. I like cheddar. You might like mozzarella. Go ahead and grab that muffin tin, and I'm cutting the frozen broccoli open with our scissors. And one thing that I want you to do is put that broccoli down, spray that muffin tin with your nonstick cooking spray. This is very important. I don't own the silicone muffin cups. If you do, I'm very interested in purchasing this. I really want to buy only things that I need and work. So if they work for you, let me know when they're on sale at the Walmart. I'm gonna go and grab me some of those. I'm happy to hear your opinion. You're gonna fill up 1/2 of the muffin tin with your frozen broccoli. Of course, you could use different vegetables. Notice I am using the frozen chopped broccoli though. Pretty important because to have big broccoli florets in the muffin tin is going to be a little bit messy and it may not cook all the way. So that's super important to me. Now, a little trick, I'm going to spray the top of this so that it doesn't, get any kind of burn, any kind of crisp. And we are going to cook this in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. While this is cooking, we're going to grab our meal prep items, which is our storage bags. And to get these out of the muffin tin, you could use a spatula. I was actually given this spatula as a gift. I think it was in my Christmas stocking one year, but you could use your plain old butter knife. These
these absolutely look great. Now remember, I cooked these for 15 to 20 minutes. The time's going to matter on how frozen your vegetables are. So give a little peek. It may take a little longer, it may take a little bit of a shorter time. And I'm going to remove these from the oven, let them cool for a little bit, and I'm going to cut them out with my spatula. Now, of course, you could put them in your storage bags. This video is about meal prep specifically for pre-diabetics. So I would encourage you to put 2 in your bag, serving size is 2. You add to this a fiber. Now, in a past video, which I'm going to link below, we talked about meal planning for a full day for a pre-diabetes plan. You're going to want to watch that because I talked about the importance of the combination of protein and fiber. And I would actually add another superfood protein to this, like your yogurt. This is a great breakfast. It's super simple. And if you want more menus, scroll in the description box. You can download our 7-day menu to help lower your blood sugar. And gang, I wish you well. In this video, I will show you how to meal prep a low-carb, diabetic-friendly breakfast for the entire week, just using one recipe. I'm Dietitian Shelly. Let's go. And absolutely, you can eat these egg muffins as 2 in the morning with berries and maybe some Too Good yogurt, but I'm going to show you 3 variations on this. To make our egg muffin bowls, have a little bit of chopped tomato, basil, cottage cheese, you can see I got it right over at Kroger, pepper and salt. Now, I know a lot of folks here are watching their salt and sodium, so you can use the Paul Prud'homme, you could use Tony's Light, you could use Tony's No Salt. It really is up to you. You're going to go ahead and measure a 1/2 cup of cottage cheese and place it into your bowl. Now you see my bowl is a simple bowl. You could use a meal prep bowl. You can use what your little old heart desires. But for the cottage cheese, I want you to notice I'm using, again, the Kroger brand. I don't believe in, going to the fancy store and spend so much money. Just compare your labels. Now I'm using a 1/2 cup here. You could use up to a cup, and a cup of cottage cheese does have 25 grams of protein. I am a huge lean protein and fiber pusher. Remember, protein helps promote satiety, which will prevent us from snacking, which will help with weight loss. My goal is 90 grams of protein or higher. Now, this is where we can get a little fancy. This is where you add your tomato and basil. And ooh, I feel like one of them fancy chefs in one of them fancy restaurants. And with the little pepper and the salt and, of course, your Paul Prud'homme. But go ahead and grab your egg muffin. Now, you saw I made a mistake. I just kind of threw it in there. You can cut it in half. This really looks beautiful. Gang, you don't have to make it look so pretty. You're only going to see what you're eating, so it's perfectly okay. This is a protein-rich breakfast that you're sure to love. We have another take on the egg muffin bowl, and this time we're doing the egg muffin bowl with our avocado. Now I am, again, using tomato and basil. Could you add cucumber? Could you add onion? Could you add pepper? You can add what vegetable your little heart desires, but we're also going to add the avocado. And why? We want to pump up the fiber. By now, we push protein in here with the cottage cheese and with the egg. Remember, my goal is for folks to have 90 grams of protein higher for the day. Fiber helps to absorb blood sugar levels. It helps to keep us full. And I'll look for 30 to 35 grams of fiber or higher in a day. Your avocado is going to approximately give you 9. Now, I am using half of the avocado in this recipe. We're still going to make it pretty. We're kind of doing that little bowl look. And gang, this is an amazing breakfast to have with your egg muffins. It looks beautiful. Looks like we spent a ton of time on it, but guess what? We really didn't. This recipe shines because it is for my to-go folks like moi. I am running out the door in the morning. Most of y'all know by now I have 2 kids. They have incredibly busy schedules, which I am totally okay with. And I run a clinic. I work as a dietitian. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is the egg muffin wraps, and it stars the Mission Carb Balance wraps. This is how we really pump up fiber in our clinic. And this is one of my patients' favorite items are these wraps because they're so easy. They're toteable that you could bring them to a game, you could bring them to work and have them with lunch, you could have them with breakfast. They're a huge amount of fiber, between 13 and 17 grams. Our goal by now is 30 to 35 grams of fiber or higher in our diet per day. Fiber absorbs blood sugar levels. I kind of smashed up the muffin and the salsa. I hate this problem. I can never get it
open. Y'all give me a trick, because look at this. I tried and it didn't work. So I want y'all to pretend that I poured some salsa on there. And I know y'all see the store brands on there. Remember, gang, I do not shop at the fancy store. To this day, my hometown does not have the fancy grocery store. It has Walmart and Rouse's, and where I live now, there is the fancy store. But babies, I shop at Walmart and Kroger. Now, I've gotten a little hate on my accent in the last couple of videos, but this is it, baby. This is the Bayou talk right here. We keep it real, and we throw in a little bit of that accent. You just put some cheese on that, you wrap it up and go. This is perfect for work. And gang, if you were too busy laughing, I'm Dietitian Shelly. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, but I want you to go into that description box. You can get a wonderful menu and a wonderful planning guide for your supper meals. Much love, team. Take care.